gets to the airport, and we get, honestly, one of the all-timers in terms of, like, airport scenes.
A classic.
Yeah, because he gets off the plane, and there is the most spy-looking motherfucker waiting for him. And as he goes past, this guy takes a little photo of him on his little camera.
Big dude wearing sunglasses.
This motherfucker.
I think both Dev and I have a lot to say about this.
This is the funniest conceivable thing.
Yes.
Right, first of all, he takes this photo on the camera. We'll just say what happens, then I'll do the reveal.
Sure.
He takes the photo on the camera. An OSS on set goes, oh, this guy's clearly taken a spy camera photo of me because he's a spy. Goes over and just like bashes the thing out of his hand and is just like, oh, I'm so sorry, I must have ruined it. But it's a 120 film camera.
Medium
So
format. He unfurls this whole roll of 120 films like, oh, sorry, it looks like your film got fogged. And I'm like, I feel that spy's pain in that moment. I know how much those fucking rolls cost. And he's just like, huh? Oh, yeah, just the whole thing's just fogged. Crazy. But then...
He's shooting like a Voigtlander Besser as well, man. It's like a 6x9.
Yeah,
he wants negatives that are like this fucking like 6 centimeters large.
It's like a 120 rangefinder with like a bellows lens.
People use microfilm for a reason.
Yes, just a really big, implausibly large like image. It's like the spy agency that employs this guy is like, I want to see this motherfucker's pores, right?
There's a guy in the airport waiting with a 70mm IMAX camera.
Yeah,
It's like, I think I'm getting spied on.
Yeah,
here.
you get off the plane, a guy throws a cloak over himself, and you see the flashbulb go off. Yeah, no, so he.
Is this the guy who takes the man from Uncle Glossy?
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
bullies the guy for shooting 120, which is correct. And then he doubles down on this. He gets a little Minox tiny camera out of his coat pocket, and he takes a photo of the guy and is like, "Hey, do you want me to send you an enlargement of this?" And it's just like, ooh, fucking 120 cells seething over Minox chads. It's just such a dickhead thing to do, to get your little tiny like spy camera out and be like in front of someone's face. That's like such a cunt thing to do. I really
It's
like
also
it.
so funny to be like, hey, what's your address? I want to send you this photo.
Yeah.
Because he uses that line a few times
Yeah,
in like
yeah,
the
Yeah, is
upcoming
that a thing
scenes.
that people did?
I don't know.
Enlargissement.
So OSS on set, he's going to go somewhere. So he calls down to the hotel reception. He's like, can you get my car ready? Because he's been given 009's cool car, which we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, the
And
Jelly
they cut
Mobile.
down to the garage, and goons have tied up
Goons.
the real garage workers, and they're like, yeah, no problem.
hate to-
We'll bring the car. And they put a fucking time bomb in his sick-ass fucking car.
The goon guy is so pleased with himself at his own car bomb.
yeah.
He's like grinning. He's like, right, what we've done is we've set it so every time you turn the ignition off, it counts down. Every time you turn the ignition off, it stops counting, right? So he has 15 minutes of driving time. And at the end of that...
I think it... Oh, yeah.
At the end of that...
I thought it
then-
reset every time.
Yeah. At the end of 15 minutes of driving, the car blows up, so it won't be too close to the hotel, so we won't have any, like, questions about it. They're then...
They've finally given my boy a cool car.
Yeah.
It's a fucking sick two-tone convertible.
Yeah, it
Beautiful.
It's so good.
And we get some, like, thrilling commute footage. But...
Yeah, we get some cool jazz music as he's driving along.
Yeah.
And like the clock's ticking down and like...
It makes sense trying to kill an American secret agent by assuming he spent a lot of time in his car, though. It's like poisoning his burger, you know? It's like you just assume it's going to be along sooner or later.
But he goes to see our man in Thailand, Leacock, and he gets there, and Leacock's fucking dead, baby. He's dead on his desk.
Knife in the back.
What up, boy?
Classic of the genre.
And Ava is nowhere to be found.
So he's like, okay, well, she's clearly betrayed them. I gotta go drive and see Somsak. Drives over to Somsak, gets there. There's like...
Clock's still ticking the whole way, like stuck in traffic, and it's so good, this sequence. I really
Keeps
love
cutting
it.
back to like the timer, and we all know what it means. It's really good.
Yeah, he has no idea. Clueless. Parks the car. There's like a minute left.
Point again, clueless.
He goes to speak to Somsak, and Somsak's like, yeah, to be honest, not much has happened. And then
He says there's a handover happening tonight at the docks. They're going to swap the vaccines
Yes.
tonight.
And then the guy, like, a gun comes through the door and he's like, do you know how expensive 120 film is, you piece of shit?
Cameras guy. is back. He's ready to go.
It's like, I will fog your whole fucking life, son. He's got, it's the guy from the...
They only invented color film last year, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know how fucking...
It's like taking a sledgehammer to a dude's like PS5. You can't do that. But
Can't do that shit.
But so this guy's like, great, I'm going to go to the thing. Give me your car keys.
And we've all seen the shape of this.
Yeah. I know it's just somebody says like, sure,
All right.
whatever you want. Yeah. You got to be careful. The brakes are a little bit.
Well, Sony said doesn't know about
he
the
doesn't
problem.
know.
He's just like reflexively smarmy. He's just like, yeah, you got to be careful with the car. Dude gets in the car, fucking explodes.
Drives it 10 seconds down the road and it just explodes. And it cuts back to OSS. We're both looking at it like,
Sonsak says, who is that guy? He explodes. And then Sony goes, who was that guy?
Yeah, but like,
incredible.
Actually, who was that guy?
Straight up for real, who was that guy? Like,
But then Sondi said, I don't know where he gets his information, but he goes,
glossy
he was a
Polaroid
Nazi.
of him. He has
he
like,
doesn't even, he's not even involved as my headcanon. That was just a different guy. He was just taking photos at the airport.
Yeah.
He has nothing to do with the plot.
But how does Sondi Set find out that he's a Nazi?
I don't know. He's just like, he had a German camera, or he was just like reaching for it. He was just like,
Voigtlander, interesting.
This dude I just got killed. He's probably a Nazi, ex-Nazi. You know, it's like the new OSS on set thing where he's in the German embassy, and they're like, you know, not all Germans are Nazis. And it's like, I've heard that theory.